What is up, and welcome to another NeON topic discussion right here on NeON Gaming Dimension and co-streaming with James Halliday from BLP Entertainment. That's right, I am your host, the Hell Priest of the Night Sentinels, Gage Luke, aka Luke Ripped First. Let's go. And this week I'm joined by producer Slayer Supreme, BF Jesus, aka OM Jesus, aka Jacob Jones. What's up, dude?
I got a strawberry cheesecake blizzard for the occasion.
It's metal.
I'm pretty ready to eat it. Pretty ready to take a demon's head, smash it into paste with one hand, and then put it in my ass. And then somehow turn that into bullets for one of my many horrible, disgusting weapons in this crazy-ass video game.
Fantastic. And the man with the laser wings and giant spiky gauntlet. It must be very hard to navigate that office setup he's got going on. It's James Halliday from BLP Entertainment. What's up? Welcome.
Hey, thank you. I am in the middle of streaming a video game right now, but I stopped just for you guys because I want to talk about Doom.
We feel special. Yeah. Thanks for everyone over there on his channel for being like, what the fuck is happening? Yes, we're we invaded, we took over. So but we're happy to have you. But yeah, check out your channel Thursday nights. Is it just Thursday nights? You're
Thursdays
streaming?
And Tuesdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. There it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy to have you on again. You've been on some content before, but welcome back. What are we here to do tonight? We are here to talk about Doom: The Dark Ages, the most recent release from id Software, famed shooter studio, and they're back with another hit, turns out. So I'm going to go down the line and just see where we're at as far as what you guys think about this here shooter game. I'm pretty excited about it. James, since you're our guest, give us a little bit. How much have you played so far, and how are you feeling?
I'm at chapter 16. Meaning I haven't played chapter 16, but I've gotten to chapter 16, which is, there's only 22 chapters, so I'm a good chunk of the way through the game. I'm absolutely loving the shit out of this game. I think out of the three recent Dooms, this one has been the one that really clicked with me the most gameplay-wise. So I'm so in. Like the story, the game, there's some of the aesthetics in the world environments that I'm not as in love with, but everything else has just still locked me in, and this is probably my favorite out of them all, even with its shortcomings.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. Jacob, I'm going to shoot to you now that you have a nice big old bite of strawberry milkshake in your mouth.
A strawberry cheesecake, but yeah.
Oh, there it is. You know what I'm saying.
Man, what a video game. So far, it's probably my favorite because I love the aesthetic. I love the weapons. I just love that it's like the Doomslayer with a flail fighting wizards. You know what I mean? Shit, like that kind of vibes. It's like, it feels very medieval sci-fi at the same time, which is really cool. The music is pretty dope. I mean, of course, long live Mick Gordon, one of the best out there. Was not the guy who made the music for this soundtrack, but this soundtrack is still fucking brutal and badass. Just loving this game end to end. Can't wait to get back to it. And funny enough, James and I are at the exact same stopping point.
Heck yeah.
Chapter 16 is my next point in this game, but by that point in the game, man, do you feel powerful. And that's one of, I think, the best things about this game is that it just builds and builds. Totally. That's what I'm loving about it.
I'm a little earlier in the game. I am at chapter 6 right now. I think chapter 6. I just finished the first dragon level, so I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
I'm also really, really enjoying it. I will say that of shooters, like in general, my type of shooter is a little bit more like, I tend to be favor a little bit more of like the methodical, like tactical. I'm usually more of like a snipey kind of guy. Like, I like in Halo, I'm always like, I try not to go super loud until I have to. And then, or like certainly in like Wolfenstein, same sort of thing. So like the whole like run and gun and just like you're constantly exposed and you're constantly just ripping and tearing, like isn't necessarily like my go-to style of shooter. Like I definitely find myself being more in the like maybe like stealth shooter or just like kind of like shooters where you have multiple ways of doing things. So Dooms in general, I guess, aren't necessarily my favorite, but I will say I think I really love, like you were saying, the aesthetic of this. I love the like sci-fi fantasy, like almost like Warhammer 40K ness of it all. And like the story as kind of whatever, like surface level as it can be is really fun. Set dressing on top of the whole thing, and then the weapons I think are just like the thing that stands out in this game the most. I loved 2016. I actually didn't play Eternal because of, I don't know, it just sounded like even more of the elements of shooters that like I'm not necessarily as comfortable with the like platformy bounce all over the place, almost rhythm game element of it. You know what I mean? So maybe one day I'll get back to that. But I'm absolutely loving my time with this. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what I like the most about Dark Ages after playing Eternal is that Eternal's really heady in the way that you approach combat, and it's like, look, that is a good thing about it. It's almost like a puzzle game wrapped up in an FPS game where you have to like use specific weapons at specific times. But as you build the gameplay on top of that, it becomes very like frantic. It becomes like very confusing to your brain. So like it's great when it clicks and you're like, okay, I know which weapon to switch to over and over at the right time. But what's good about the Dark Ages after playing that Eternal game is that like every tool you have is viable. Like some tools will make certain situations easier, but like really it's like a kickback and destroy type of game, which improves upon the formula of Doom 2016, which is why like personally I feel like this one is top tier. It's so top good. Tier.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting into the flow state for sure, which like 2016 had a bit of as well, but like I think that this one just feels like even more fluid, and even though you feel tanky in this game, I still feel like you're just constantly moving and jumping around, and the shield bash element of it means that you're like almost like not quite teleporting, but you might as well be like from part to part of the map, you know what I mean?
Like
and they
boosting.
Put a lot of really good stuff. Yeah, they boosting, and you feel like they have a lot of like those jump pads, or even like, your ability, you can mantle up things and stuff. So you don't necessarily feel like, like I thought when I looked at the trailers and they first announced this game that it was going to be like, I don't know, almost like Dark Soulsy or something, where you're going to like enter a piece of combat and have to like parry and like, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like that. Like you're parrying while running really fast and like doing stuff. And I will say that like for someone who's not usually very good at parrying in general, although I am working on it with my Expedition 33 play, have started to get a lot better. I feel like the parry window is really nice in this one. I'm playing on the normal difficulty. What is it?
Hurt me plenty.
Maybe I'll jack it up to higher just for fun once I beat the game or something. But me not being like the biggest Doom head, I was like, let me just play on normal, see what happens. And so far, I feel like I'm parrying most stuff and feeling good about it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're right. Hurt me plenty is the right one. I'm playing on Ultra Violence, which is the hard mode right underneath Nightmare, which is like the hardest mode. Underneath like the really hard modes that you unlock after beating it on Nightmare. Apparently,
I've never been good at Doom games just because of their difficulties. Like I don't think I've rolled credits in Eternal at all. Like I think I made it about halfway through that game. That game just got so hard that I couldn't keep up with the difficulty ramp. I would be trying to parry, I'd be trying to do something. There's just too much going on. There's too many enemies. This game still has that sort of frantic, there's too many enemies, but because they've allowed you to your movement's a lot different, your weapon sets, you're no longer having to rely on, I gotta put fire on this guy so I can get some ammo back. I gotta chainsaw this dude so I can get armor back. And the stuff that Doom Eternal made so like it's like a game in itself where you're fighting, but you also have to be very specific. I got so bad at that it just took me out of the game and I couldn't finish it. But this game, not only is the difficulty ramped down a little bit, but they give you accessibility features that, like, you can just keep the game hard and just adjust the timing windows, which is all that I'm terrible at. I cannot, for the life of me, do perfect timings. If it's a Dark Souls game, sure, no problem. But in like fast-paced, like these frantic scenarios, I just can't do it. Like, I see the flash, I push the button, and nothing happens. I take damage. So
there's almost like this what do you call it too? Like bullet hellness to some of it too, right?
Much.
So like that's an added layer that's not like what you're dealing with in a Dark Souls game. You know what I mean? Like you're not only like yes, there's melee attacks and you're parrying, but you're also like kind of what's the game? Returnal-ing at the same time.
Very returnal feeling. Especially it's that there's one enemy that like launches a barrage of like different colored balls, and you're like, okay, I gotta deflect. Yeah, the spider one. You gotta deflect a specific color. You gotta deflect the green ones. But it's very much just like, this is a returnal boss.
Oh yeah,
totally.
So cool.
I do think for being early in the game, I still think it's doing a good job of like pretty much introducing you to like a new thing every level, or like there was a couple maybe in the first level, but like it kind of onboards you in a nice way where you're like, all right, this level's all about the power gauntlet, and this level's all about like, you know, like whatever, as you're going through. And then like even the last thing I did was, you know, that dragon which breaks up the stuff, and while I think like, you know, it's kind of like not Legends of Dragoon, Panzer Dragoon, which one is the one where you're
like
with the Star Fox, like you know, it's pretty basic, I would say, but it's still fun.
You do control yourself, like.
No, I know. I just think it, you know, it's pretty like, it's not on rails obviously, but I just mean like it's I don't know.
It is,
I guess maybe
very rudimentary. Like it's very like basic as far as like the dragon stuff. The dragon stuff does break up the run and gun chaos for a little bit of like, oh, this is kind of fun. Like I get to roam around and chase down some demon ships and stuff like that.
Well, there's like also like essentially this game there is a parry system in this game, but it carries over through everything. Like when you're in the mech and when you're in the on the dragon, you're not parrying, you're like dodging, but it's a different button. But it's all about like timing ship right when you see something green coming at you, and like dodging in the right like direction and stuff. And so like there is a through line even with these vehicle levels that's carrying over to like in your brain to the normal base game, which is cool. And like Gage said, it is breaking up the like just the normal action of just playing an FPS game. Like it's cool getting on a fucking dragon and flying around, and like half the time these machines or whatever, these other ships will show up and you're like, oh, I gotta chase that motherfucker to get to the gold. And so you're like in a dogfight. Like they're doing what they can to make these extra little sections in the middle of breaking up the FPS action to make them feel fresh and to make it like a good time on the levels that they are popping up. It is multiple levels where you are either in the back or on the dragon, and I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying that a lot because if you guys don't know, I love flying around on shit in video games. So like, flying around on a dragon is pretty fucking tight.
The dragon is so like heavy metal album cover too. It's like with the laser wings and everything.
Just the sequence of getting the dragon, where like you come out onto this platform and all these dragons are flying off with their riders, and these two dragons land beside you, and it's like, which one are you gonna take? And they're kind of fighting over you, and you're just like, nah. The big one, just giant fucking dragon with a metal head, metal blades, mechanical wings, and jetpacks. It's like, oh my god, of course that's his.
So fucking tight.
So good. And you know, it's cool to like also get that perspective where you see the battlefield below you, because it does feel like, even though not necessarily all of it is like attainable for you or accessible for you, like these battlefields do feel bigger than the 2016 did for me, where that was a lot more like kind of corridor based and stuff.
Definitely.
And so it does, in a lot of times when you look around, even though maybe not all of those enemies are enemies you're going to interact with, like in the distance you see, you know, two big mechs fighting, and all like you know, artillery shells like hitting some big thing up on top. And then so when you're up on that dragon, it's cool to like see the whole, you know, thing that's the sprawl underneath you of all this like hell destruction. It's pretty great.
Yeah. The backgrounds and like environments. The environments themselves are great, but like if you just take a second to like just look at what's happening around you in this video game, it's like complete madness. There's like a war happening out there. Multiple other dragon riders are also battling the demons. It's fucking crazy as fuck.
It's fucking crazy. I love it. I love it.
Makes me so happy.
There's definitely something to be said about just like taking a second if you have a second, because you don't have that much downtime, but like just look out at whatever crazy shit's happening in the background. So
no, it's I've been having so much fun with this. Like the 2016 level, like the level design in those games were very great, but like there's one specific, so the gameplay seems to be split up between like the classic Doom level where it is fairly linear, but there's a lot of like branching paths and hidden routes and stuff like that for you to find lots of secrets.
Oh yeah.
But they've mixed in like a few, like obviously we talked about the dragon levels. We talked a little bit about the mechs. Like you just jump into a giant fucking mech that's the size of a city, and you just beat the shit out of titans.
Dude,
and
no weapons needed. Just use your big ass mech fists.
yeah. And it's great. Like those sequences are fun, and they still make a decent level out of it where it's not just like rock'em sock'em robots where you're standing in front of a guy punching him until he goes down. My favorite level design they've done so far though has been these just open zone battlefields where it's like, all right, they drop you in this massive map. It's not huge. It's not like an open world, but it's just huge and wide open. And it's like, here are the 6 points you have to close down. You have to defeat the demon incursions there, go. And then you can kind of take it whatever direction you want. And just the exploration of those zones have been so much fun. And you see the repercussions. If you go one route, then there's a whole bunch of like demons will get summoned in locations that you've already been or already cleared out, depending if like which way you're doing it. And it's been really cool, like just seeing those zones.
Dude, you're speaking my language. Like how many levels have you 100% at the first time?
Maybe 5 of them. If not 5, but I've got nothing below like 90 because you spend so much time just searching for everything.
Yeah.
And the only time I've ever missed something is because I got locked out of it because I thought, oh, this is something I have to double back on.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, there's no doubling back. This was a permanent location shift or whatever. I was like, okay.
Yeah, the only reason why I have a 78% on a level is because it happened to me and I was like, fuck, I don't want to restart this level. But we're playing it the same way. Like the auto map, that's one of the best things about these Doom games is the fucking auto map is so like detailed and great. But even with the map showing you, where you can maybe find a secret or whatever, it's not easy to find these secrets. Like I only streamed once playing Doom because it was the first night. And then every other stream I was like, I need to not stream this because I'm just like walking around in circles trying to find a secret for like 45 minutes, like in the same area. And then realizing
no one wants to watch me struggle.
This is just boring, like me just walking around. But like for me, that's really fun gameplay because I'm like, let me find these secrets. I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to fucking figure this shit out. And that's a big part of the Doom games that people might not know. Yeah, you're shredding demons, but like there's a lot of downtime where you're just like, all right, I need to figure out how to fucking I see that gate. How do I get in there?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. They do a good job at tempting you.
They do.
Yeah, the auto map will show you where something is, but then you get there and it's one of like 4 different types of like sort of puzzly things, and then you have to figure, or you can see the chest, but you have to get there somehow, and it's like you have to go way a different direction and get back. Like it's really fun that way. I definitely, I think it's not over challenging, but it's definitely like a fun thing to do when you're like, oh, okay, I have a second. I'm going to go find this thing. Let's go check it out. Or oftentimes I'll clear an area out and then go back and check it out, whatever, that kind of thing.
Hell yeah.
Are you guys, how are you guys feeling about graphics, performance? Are you guys playing it on console or PC?
Console.
I'm on PC.
Right on. Have you had a good experience with it so far?
Yeah, the game only crashed once. And it was when I was trying to load into the first level after getting to the 16th level. after playing through like 5 levels. So like, it was just one crash. But overall, the game has been running really well. I haven't played it on the 4K TV, so I've been playing it in 1080p on my PC with ultra graphics. I'm using DLSS. It's running really well. Like, and even streaming it, it looks great. This game is a fucking visual feast. So sure. I'm absolutely loving it. It of course, like, as with all FPS games, in my opinion, a delight to play in with mouse and keyboard, especially with there's a gun called the Impaler that rewards you for headshots, and it's just so fucking easy on the mouse and keyboard. So of course that's the first game I maxed out and completely mastered and got the gold skin with and everything. So it's a really good time. Performs great.
Nice.
It's software. Yeah. So
yeah,
of course.
I've been playing on a Xbox Series S. Not the X, the S.
Wow.
And it's been flawless. I've been having an absolute blast.
Awesome.
It works well. I think as far as graphics directions, actually the B-roll right here is showing some of the characters. Some of the human models, little smooth, like just like too smooth, like their skin a bit. There's a female character that is like a main protagonist. She's like talking to you the whole time. She's a little like low. She looks almost low res. Like that's how smooth,
I know the one you're
she is.
About. Yeah,
but that's just a character model design. Everything else looks fucking glorious. Yeah, and I have no problems with it. Like there's no performance. I haven't had frame rate drops. I haven't had like dips in qualities. It's just been locked in smooth for me. Like I know everybody gets a different. They'll notice little things that I might not. Like I'm not as sensitive to frame rate drops, but I haven't noticed any significant ones at the very least.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm on Series X, and I'm the same way. It's just been buttery smooth. Yeah, I mean, I think it is typically like pretty darn good about this kind of stuff. For some reason, I've heard. I guess none of us, but is this already available on PS5? I think it is.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was hearing. That's what I was just making sure. I was had to second guess myself because it still feels new.
Let me double check.
I think it released PS5 as well. It's just if you had Game Pass, it's free. So
yeah, exactly. No, of course.
I mean it's not free.
I heard there was some issues. I heard there was some issues performance wise on PS5, which is interesting. But,
well, we don't know. We don't have that perspective. But let us know in the comments below. You playing on PS5?
Yeah, if you're playing on PS5 and you're having issues.
Let us know. Yeah.
Or if it's perfect.
Running great. Yeah, cool. Let us know that too. Because on PC and Xbox, it seems to be running very fucking well. And I'm absolutely loving this game, every second of it.
So can I quickly ask you, you said you're using the Impaler a lot?
I've already mastered it.
You've mastered it, yes. I've mastered a few weapons myself.
Nice.
But I just want to know, what is everybody's like preferred weapons that they're running with right now? Because you kind of get a loadout of 2. You can switch to them all, but you get 2 on the fly, and I really like that.
No, I mean I like hardly ever just do the quick swap. I'm usually holding the button to select the one I want, and I'm typically
like the wheel too. I don't know why I like that too.
Yeah, I bounce between all of them. Like I got the perk with the rocket launcher. Where if I parry, it'll heal me, and I fully mastered that too. So like, it's only gotten better over time. And so when I need health, I'll swap to the rocket launcher. When there's a fucking armored weapon or enemy, I'll pull out the cannonball. Typically, if I need to do like a lot of, like automatic fire, I'll pull out the cycler because I have that upgraded pretty well. Between the two, I like the Impaler because it has a lot of perks that gives you like ammo back, so I can just shoot it. If a head's exposed, I'm pulling the fucking Impaler out. I'm shooting him in the head. You know what I mean? And just all the weapons are viable. Like I even got the upgrades for the original regular shotgun where it shoots like 4 bullets or 4 shotgun shells at once. So you could just like tank down enemies like in seconds.
No, all the weapons are
so
great.
Good.
It's
so good.
Just geared better to different play styles and different enemies.
Yeah, I like to just spread it around and like, try everything. Like that's just the type of person I am in general with all video games anyway.
I've definitely gravitated to the cycler a lot.
I was gonna say, so good. Me too.
The cycler has just been an absolute beast. It shoots fast. It does it does stun damage. It electrifies nearby enemies. It causes like mini explosion. It was not a weapon that I thought I was going to be. I thought it would be way more geared to like the grinder guns where they grind up a skull. There's a pulverizer and
I do like the Ravager. I've been using the Ravager lately. Yeah. That one's awesome.
But I'll use that, or if for gunning down the average guys, and then when I got to go against a big guy, you use the chain. Was it the chain link?
Chain shot.
Chain shot. Yeah.
Chain shot's really good.
That thing is an absolute beast of a weapon.
Yeah.
And it's just like a giant. You said it was like a cannonball attached to a chain, and you just shoot it out. It's short range, and you just whip it back in, and it's so good.
It's a brilliantly really metal gun.
Yeah, it's really good against armor, but then so is one of the melee weapons. So these fucking armor enemies can be really fucking annoying, but so there is a little bit of that. Like there are weaknesses of certain enemies to certain weapons and stuff. So that's where I find it fun to kind of bounce around between weapons. But like at the end of the day, like I said at the beginning, much unlike Eternal, technically you could just keep using the same gun a lot of the times, and make shit happen. And then just throwing the shield itself, which is something you could just do as much as you want. There's no ammunition unless you like lose it because you're blocking the wrong attacks too often. Yeah. It's just a delight. Like you're like, you know what? There's trash mobs everywhere. You don't even have to fucking shoot them, dude. Just pull out the shield, rip them apart with it. You see a big enemy over there, you throw a shield at them. It like holds them into place, which sometimes I forget. But it's like, man, that can be really OP against some of the really annoying enemies. And just the fact that there's just so many different options on how to approach combat with every enemy is what's so refreshing about this game versus Eternal, which felt so restrictive because you had to use specific things at specific times. And that's why I feel like this game has cracked the code, like the ultimate formula of these modern Doom games, and why I love it so much.
Oh, for sure. This is the one that clicked the most with me.
Mm-hmm.
I love how everyone's just terrified of you. You walk through, and even the humans whose side you're on are like, "Don't fucking get near him. He's crazy.
He's dangerous."
Can we talk about how the main villain, the main antagonist, he is the smartest Doom villain I've ever seen.
He's so smart.
Sire, what about the Slayer? Avoid him.
Yeah. Let's not even worry about that.
Anytime you go to fight him, he's just like, nah, I'm getting out of here. I got things to do.
He really is a good villain so far.
Yeah, it's been good. The story has been like obviously very quick. Like it's not like you're not sitting here through long cutscenes. It gives you just enough to go, okay, I get the gist of what's going on, and now we get back to the action. But I mean, it's fine. Like, I think the story is pretty solid, and
I think
we know
it's a pretty decent story. Like, it's not stupid. It's like something's going on, and I think that the characters are written well, and I think that's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the storytelling, for sure.
I love the fact that you start the game with like a weird sort of like your eyes are glowing, and you got this sort of device on your chest that's glowing.
Yeah,
and it's basically like an enslavement collar.
Right.
And you've been enslaved by the makers. And if you've played the 2016
Eternal.
Doom and Eternal, you know all about the makers and what kind of bastards they are.
Yeah.
So it's great to kind of have this sort of like, hey, shit, it's these guys.
Yeah.
Oh man, they and the game's been really good. Basically, demons are attacking a planet. They want something called the Heart, and you are stopping them from doing that. And it's great. There's so many great sequences.
So many.
Yeah, and I like the cutscenes. They're fun. Like the
cutscenes are great. Totally.
Yeah, that's all I need really from this. Me and Jacob were talking about this a little bit the other day. I don't know, in our Slack channel or something. But it's nice to just like have, as much as video games can all like, you know, we're watching the Last of Us TV show and it's like, you know, blockbuster television, like really high prestige television that comes from the story of a video game. Like that's all good, but it's also just been fun to like just have some freaking video games, you know what I mean? That are just video games gaming, you know what I mean? And this is like such a prime example of that, where it's like, no, this is just all about gameplay and fun, and like the story is just like a, you know, like at one point in one of the tutorials, when you get the gauntlet, it's like, you know, like hit things to get melee ammo, and you're like, melee ammo is the dumbest phrase I've ever heard in my life.
Well, it's like that fucking, what is it, the Mission Impossible where they got Henry Cavill cocking his bicep?
Yeah, cocks his bicep. That's what it feels like, and I just love it so much. I'm like, this is so perfect.
Yeah, but
it's been like nice.
There's still a story happening, and there's still characters that have actual motivations, and like at the same time, everyone looks at the fucking Doomslayer and they're like, that guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
and that's just you. You're just like, you don't give a fuck about the story, Doomslayer. Like maybe the player does, but the Doomslayer just like, let's kill stuff.
Just fucking killing people.
Kill stuff.
You're just an absolute force of nature. You're not even like you. Basically, they said, oh, you're a dude with the power of a god trapped inside you, and everything's just like, we're not. Even the enemies.
It really
like,
makes you feel that way, and that's what's great. Yeah. Like I feel so fucking powerful. Again, James, I don't know if you 100%ed level 1, like the first chapter. I just went back and 100%ed it because I just missed like one thing because of course it was the first level. Go back and play that level. You get to keep all your upgrades, which wasn't something that happened in all the previous modern Dooms. Like it would only give you the weapon,
level 1 with a rocket launcher,
everything. Dude, even if you're using the same weapons that you were using, like they're upgraded. And so I just blasted through it. It was like I was like, oh, this is a victory lap. Like it felt great. And so I just blazed through it. And it was the last thing I did. The last time I played the game is going back and 100%ing the first level. And it's like, man, because you don't realize it, but like honestly, the progression in this game is like, it's very like it's substantial. It's very substantial, and I don't think you realize it. But like honestly, the enemies that were hard earlier, without this being an RPG, you are a lot stronger and can take them down in like just a second. And I really do also like that about this game is like an FPS game with true progression like that. It's not typical because I feel like even the old Dooms, you're just getting more tools to deal with stuff, but they're not giving you your upgrades on older levels. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is tight. It's really fun to go back on old levels.
Sure. The I will say the setting has been a little bit less exciting for me compared to I think about Doom Eternal, and I think Doom Eternal nailed it with some of their levels where it's like these dilapidated cities with blown out buildings, and you're jumping from floor to floor, like just from building to building, and you're doing all these cool like platformings. I really like that aspect of Doom Eternal. Yeah. Whereas in this game, it's a little bit more very geared to like there's still sci-fi-esque levels, but it's a lot more geared to like a medieval fantasy sort of like grim, dark world. And and there's nothing wrong with that, but I will always gear myself towards to like more modern and sci-fi. So seeing like those like 2016 had like this basically like this what looks like a Mars colony for the first couple levels and all these factories and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed those aesthetics. This game just has felt a little bit samey with some of the levels, although that said, getting to level 15, that changed a lot.
It sure did.
I won't spoil
We're not going to spoil that.
No, you unlock something in 14 and leading into 15, it's like, oh shit, this has changed a lot.
We're going.
I'm excited to see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I'll echo that a little bit. I mean, I think that so far, I mean, like I said, I've only played 5 chapters, so I'm not spoiled on it yet, but I do feel like, well, in Doom 2016, I guess it was similar in that the first chunk of the game was all very Mars-ish and very red and sandy and rusted and space settlement-y, which I liked, and then I felt did get a little bit old. But then you get into some of those later levels in that game, and it gets some cool new stuff. This, I would say, if it doesn't shake up what I've already experienced so far, I could see that me feeling a similar way. And there are certain parts of it where I'm like, because there's so much like colorful stuff around, like all the armor you're picking up and health and stuff like that, you don't necessarily get to appreciate, like, it's not like, like if either you played Scorn, like it would be cool in some ways to have this feel a little bit more like gross than it is, even though it's pretty gross, but it's like, but there's parts where I'm like, oh, I almost want it to be even more like heavily stylized, and it's just it sometimes it feels like not generic, but like a little bit, like I said, Warhammer 40K is the best thing I can
right. Yes. Oh my god. So much.
It's very
so there are times where I'm like, okay, like this hallway feels like all the other hallways, or whatever, just stuff like that. So that would probably be my only critique as well. But like you said, I think it probably progresses as the game goes on.
So I fully disagree. I love fantasy.
It's fine.
I love grimdark. Like I feel like this set, like Diablo, I'm a big fan of that. That aesthetic. That's what's happening here. You are going to go to more varied places than you have seen in the first 5 levels. A couple bit of them, but of course, like James is alluding to, get into like I think chapter 14 and what's happening to us right now is pretty unique and cool. You will get there, and we'll talk about it later, of course. But no, I just love this aesthetic. Like Hexen, fucking Quake. I mean, it's that like dark FPS late 1990s kind of like fantasy shooter bullshit, like dark. That's for me.
Quake was also that's a Romero game as well, right? Like that. That's like he did Doom, and then he's like, I'm just gonna do it again.
Quake is like the evolution of Doom for sure. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think Romero used to run a tabletop RPG with a bunch of the creators of the first original Doom, and they like built this like storyline in their own universe that was something like this, that was like a medieval sci-fi grimdark type of thing, and it almost feels like this might be like from that like
maybe
D&D campaign that they did or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's
cool.
Like I think it like Quake was, I think maybe like they wanted to do something like that, but it was like the tech wasn't there to really realize that vision as much, you know what I mean?
Right.
I wonder if we'll get a Quake after this,
it would be great.
That would be a very interesting.
Give us a Hexen.
Switch it up.
There you go. That's
because
I feel like Hexen's an Xbox property, I think, right? I think so.
Technically, I think it was an It game. I thought.
Oh, there you go.
I have to look that up. Yeah. Let me see. Hexen.
I remember playing it.
Raven.
Didn't like come. Oh, Raven.
Raven software.
Well, yes.
Wow.
Raven. That's also under Xbox now because they.
Well, that's Activision. Yeah, they've been making Call of Duties for a while.
Dude, Raven is a great studio. They know what they're doing for sure.
Raven, yeah, they're good at what they do.
But yeah, I wonder where id goes after this, because I think like this is kind of that new class of id, which I think has taken the mantle and run with it in a great way. But it's like they've done 3 Doom games now. Are they just going to keep pumping them out every 5 years? Because I'd be fine with that, honestly. But
they're all good.
I do think that it needs a break, not in the sense that I'm sick of Doom. I love it. Like, it's so much fun. These games are just such a it's like a candy, like gamer
comfort
candy,
food.
Right? Like
total comfort food.
Yeah.
But
it's like gamer poutine.
Yeah, I know.
There it is.
Oh, I get it. As a Canadian, I now understand.
There it
is.
That was a joke.
But when you get a developer making one game or one genre and one style of game, a lot of people get fatigued. Like, these are people who've dedicated essentially like 15 years of their life making Doom games.
Right.
So you really got to spice it up by changing it. You've made a trilogy. The trilogy is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Change it up. Like the only thing I would hope is maybe like a remaster of 2016 in some way that makes it a bit like less tweaking actual gameplay stuff, but just giving you like that accessibility features that we have in Dark Ages. Dark Ages accessibility is insane.
Really good. Really good.
It's really great.
Because it doesn't it doesn't make it easier. It necessarily.
Well, it can.
It just makes it. Yes, but like it doesn't make it. You're not changing how aggressive. You change the difficulty settings for that.
Well, it's sort of like
the parry system, or you change the
damage
timing,
you take versus the damage that the demons take. Like
enemies.
There are things that can make it easier for sure. But that's still like difficulty is a component of accessibility. You're still 100% correct.
You want somebody to be able to play this game and enjoy this game. And 100%. I think the biggest hurdle with me is I played Eternal on the easiest difficulty and it locked me out. Just because of how much it ramped up. I'm sure I could go back and really just muscle my way through it, but I was dying multiple times and having to restart areas, and it was becoming a slog, right?
No, this is totally my same critique with Eternal. It's just because it's too much of a mind fuck. It's not even just the difficulty of playing a shooter game. It's like the added complexity of you must do this if this happens, and that if and then statement is layered with 20 other if and then statements in your brain, and you have to know what to do at what time, and you're constantly switching.
And you're memorizing enemies and all that.
It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot. That's again why I think Dark Ages sings so much, is because it's not about that. It's just like, dude, just kill the demons, man. Like, you have some tools to make certain situations easier, but just like fucking murder them, dude. Like, have fun, have a good time.
Play the way you want.
Yeah,
the upgrades, love it. So the upgrades, there's some upgrades that you can upgrade. Obviously, your weapons and your melee attacks to do things. A lot of the upgrades, if you follow their chains, they have like, this will add this status to an enemy and give you more armor, give you more health, give you more ammo, whatever the situation is. But then eventually throughout the game, I don't think you would have gotten to it yet, but it's essentially the shield gets upgrades, and you get these sigils. So whenever you do a perfect parry, you get bonuses, and now you can swap between a couple different options of sigils, but it's really fucking cool.
They're all good.
You just do the shit you've already been doing, and now you're gaining bonuses.
It's an enhancement. That's the thing that I'm saying. Why you should go back to that first level is that everything you have is enhanced, and you're gonna be like, dude, whoa, I'm so much stronger than I was at the beginning of this game, and that's a great feeling. Again, it's like that victory lap feeling you get from an RPG that you don't normally get through an FPS, because an FPS is just like, well, you got the same gun, you just might have more different guns. This shit's like, motherfucker, your shotgun's gonna set them on fire. It's gonna shoot 4 shotgun shells at the same time. Nothing will survive. Nothing will survive.
Totally.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's also another thing as far as like, video games in 2025. Nice to have something that's just level based. It's pretty funny. Like, I can't tell you the last time that I played something that was level based. Maybe Space Marine Warhammer, whatever, too.
Space Marine 2 had levels.
Yeah,
there's just something freeing about that. Like,
also just telling you,
right?
There's 22 levels.
Yeah.
Okay, I see the goal now. I see like there's
telling you in the auto map, dude. There's this many of this item to find. There's this many of these secrets. It's like,
I'm fine with
fucking
that.
cool, dude.
Yeah, it's very relieving to not like there's secrets because they tell you there's secrets, and you are just looking for them. You find clues for them, and you find like there's so many times I fucking cheated my way into a secret area. So there was a situation where I laugh pretty hard at this. There's a crate, and this crate you have to do a shield ram into to move it, but I didn't see any shield rams on it. Behind the crate is a wall with one of those there's like these orange padlocks that you throw your shield at, and I managed to wedge myself in just enough that I could throw the shield through the fucking wall and hit the padlock, and I popped through the wall of the open thing. So I was like, oh, sweet, I bypassed this area. And then I followed it, I got my treasure, and I looped around, and there's just an obvious like access point that I could have got in through here. So I didn't bypass it. I just took the harder way in.
Yeah.
And then of course, because I came through that way, I saw the big like icon on the crate that I could like smash.
Like,
I smashed it, and now it cleared the way for me to actually get in there. I was like, oh my god, like, so
that just
dumb.
Same thing just happened to me, where like a lot of the secrets you get to, you're dropping into a spot that's kind of hard to see, and like I kept trying to drop into this one spot where you're supposed to actually go around to this other spot where you have an easier, like, you could just run and jump. But, like, you could just try to drop onto this ledge, and there's, like, no way to do it. And so I kept falling off the edge, like, 30 times. And I'm like, I'm going to get this fucking spot. And somehow, like, I was able to pull out my rocket launcher and shoot it the other way, like, as I was falling, to kind of, like, push myself backwards. And I, like, landed on the edge. And I was like, great. And then I eventually went around the corner, and I was like, oh, this is... Oh. You guys, it's right there. I could have just jumped to it from this ledge instead. But the fact that it gives you like all of these different ways of solving these puzzles, like, I don't know. It just like it is cooking with their level design in this game, and honestly in all the Doom games, all of these Doom games. So like, whatever game they come out with next should really be featuring exploration, because that's one thing these Doom games do really well that people don't talk about a lot, that I don't hear them talk about it a lot, is like just exploring a level, dude, is just so fucking fun. Even when you have the map that's kind of telling you where to go. Yes, in the platforming.
You know, like it's fun for a first person game, you know, that doesn't always translate.
It was playing Doom 2016 the first time. I wasn't a huge Doom player growing up. I didn't play a ton of them. I played like the originals everywhere. Like, I you know, until you bang your head against a wall as a kid, and you're like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, totally.
But my buddy told me, you got to check it out. You got to check it out. So I picked it up. I played it, and let me tell you, when I started playing it, the first impression I thought was, this reminds me of Metroid Prime, but just more linear. Because of like the exploration and the platforming aspects of the shooter. And then as I went on, like, these games are just cool ass, like, they're not Metroidvania in the sense like you have to collect something and backtrack all these ways, but like it's just linear Metroid Prime gameplay with really intense boss, or not boss fights, but like enemy encounters.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they don't really do boss fights in this game.
No, they kind of do.
What happens is you fight a boss, and you're like,
and
oh man,
that
was really intense. And then you're like, oh, that's just a regular enemy.
That's just the first time I saw
they do have boss versions of enemies that are like a lot harder. So I would argue that there are bosses. Whenever you see a big ass health bar pop up at the top of the screen, Dark Souls.
I will say,
yes, it is kind of a
one
boss.
thing I'm missing a little bit, and I've heard this echoed around the internet a little bit, but I think I get why it's not in this game. But the kind of predetermined animated
kills,
critical hit kill, glory kills, the way that they're now just kind of like into the fluid combat, you know what I mean, like just through that window where you see them and you click the stick or whatever it is to initiate. And sometimes they they all look a little bit more varied, but they're not as, you know, you don't get that moment where it's like stop and rip the dude's head apart or whatever. Like I miss it a little bit
with his own arm.
Yeah, I miss it just a little bit, because they were just so, like, you know, they get old, because at a certain point you would have done all of them, but but I think they were just kind of, I don't know, I just miss them a little bit. That's all.
I have seen a few that like go up, like above and beyond, like closer to the old like stuff where you bring your sword or your shield, your chainsaw shield through their head and split them in half, or if you do a lot of jump,
if you do a jump attack, it'll do that.
It'll be a more animated one.
Okay, cool. I do like how if you just jump off a regular old ledge and land next to people and just explode.
Yeah.
You're just like sick. I'm just so heavy.
You can do it off the smallest of slopes. If you just get their speed going and you jump, oh man, you just nuke so much stuff. Also, your shield bash is just so strong.
So good.
So satisfying.
Love that shield bash. The melee attacks.
It doubles
in general.
Oh yeah. It doubles as a dash. Like there's no dash in this game, but there is a run button, which I don't think was in the other games. And it feels good. And while I do wish sometimes there was a dash, I do love the fact that you can lock on from so far away and then shield dash to them in less than like half a second.
Yeah,
you just blast across. It's basically a teleport, instant transmission.
Yeah,
across the battlefield and fucking absolutely pulverize whatever you hit.
That's why they have like every big fight that you have, you're really aiming for the bigger enemies to clear, because even if you don't clear out the smaller enemies, they will disappear after you destroy all the bigger enemies. So it's almost like the smaller enemies are there to just really get in your way if you start to like back into them, and B, just to be like a point to look at and fucking get the fuck out with your shield bash.
Yeah.
To like dash across like a level to get out of trouble. Yeah. Which is really awesome.
Yeah, they're like little hooks to like grapple to.
Like you basically farm those things for health and armor with all your upgrades.
Yeah.
100%. Which is great.
It's great. Great gameplay.
Yeah. The music, dope as fuck. Hype as hell. I'm listening to right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, so far I've been totally like the intro to this game. Just how like, it's just like, oh shit, send in the Slayer, and it just like he suits up, which is such a sick suit up sequence. And then, drops and it's just doom and you're just like, yes, let's fucking go.
It's just these like strummy, fucking chuggy, dope ass fucking riffs, dude.
I swear they're in like drop B.
I swear. I swear you're right.
It's like below drop
The one
C.
downside to the music, and I don't think it's it just doesn't do the slowdown. It feels like it's offbeat to your weapons, like when you're firing and stuff like that. And the other games did such a good job at like kind of merging the rhythm of the game to the and the music together as one. And this game just doesn't do it as well. It's not bad. The music is great. It just, once you get blasting things and explosions are happening, it doesn't, like, it sort of drowns out almost. And then like as you slow down, it all kicks back up and it's there again, but it's not as seamless as it was in the earlier gun.
I got some advice from someone else on a podcast I was listening to that said turn the music up and turn the game down a little bit.
Oh,
like
really?
just the sound effects in the game, turn them down 2 notches and just keep the music at max. And
sweet.
They were saying it helps.
Maybe that's the answer.
So,
but hey, we can't deny like the majesty that is Mick Gordon. It's really a loss that like things got complicated, or there's drama between Id and Mick Gordon and however things went down. I mean, he really was a legend and a reason why the music worked so well in the last 2. I mean, he's been making excellent video game music for a long time. So, but I mean, again, like the soundtrack is still good. Of course, it's never going to be.
No, 100%.
It does lack something to some degree. Like I can admit that. But like at the same time, I'm just ear to ear smiles, and I'm just like head banging as I rip fucking demons apart with all my various weapons and melee attacks, and it's just it's
one thing I would have liked to hear, and I'm not sure if maybe there's some more motifs of this later in the game, but it would have been cool if they had incorporated the fact that like you're in medieval times, so maybe there's some like lute or bagpipes or something like that. You know what I mean? I haven't heard any of that yet, really. It's still pretty like I know it's still pretty like full on modern metal.
Playing grandpa's guitars.
Well,
you play the grandpa's guitars? That's my total word too.
Tried to buy that there cinnamon bun franchise, but
there we go.
Too drunk.
He said that we were going to play the grandpa's guitars.
Oh, this game is really brutal.
None of us drink before a show ever.
You guys don't even like me. I don't know why I'm your bassist.
Yeah, I don't really have a murder. I don't have a murder face, really.
I could do the murder face.
That's good. That's good.
Good shit.
Got it. Classic.
What a great game.
Well, what a great game. I'm absolutely loving it. And then just to kind of cap this off, we're gonna get you out of here, James, so you can keep on your stream of it. Your new survival horror game that you've been playing.
Yeah, I was playing. Yeah. Survival.
What's it called? Look Outside.
RPG. Look outside.
Is it Don't Look Outside or Look Outside?
No, it's Look Outside.
Oh.
But let me tell you, don't look outside.
Shit's fucked up out there. Well, cool. I'll have to check it out too.
I like that.
But can I just say, as far as just my general gameplay experience this year, holy shit, what a year we're having.
What a year, dude.
I mean,
wow.
everywhere, but like as an Xbox like main platform guy and Game Pass, like I just have I'm just drowning in good games right now, and like
it's impossible to keep up.
Yeah,
there's too many fucking 8 out of 10 games wall to wall everywhere, dude. Like Blueprints. I mean, how much Blueprints have you been playing? It's a great game. Totally opposite to what we're playing.
Yeah.
Also, excellent experience, Fun.
Me and my wife were playing it nonstop. We have a book that's just absolutely jam-packed with blueprints, like secrets, lore, all these things. And it's kind of got put on hiatus after, like, we had... we got Doom now, but I've been playing like the Suikoden games. Yeah, they're Blueprints notebook.
I love it.
I got a page for every single room that I've experienced.
Guys,
nice.
It's wild.
You know me as your accountant friend, of course. I have a spreadsheet with multiple tabs and hella screenshots that I have labeled and put in multiple folders. That's how I'm note taking in Blueprint.
I just have my Xbox app, that is on my iPad. So while I'm playing, I have my Xbox app pulled up with all my screenshots, and every time I take a new one, it eventually uploads right there.
So
me and my wife will do like alternate runs, and we'll hand off the controller, and then whoever doesn't have the controller has the notebook and the phone, and we just take photos of the TV, and we go, "Hey, can you bring up this?" And then we flip through the pages. Oh, the code. This or whatever, and it's been an absolute blast to like just play this game together and solve the mysteries and bounce ideas off each other. So we love a good game. We did that with Tunic as well when we were playing
that's awesome.
Tunic.
That's great.
And but this is another fantastic year.
Yeah, just the wealth of games coming from Xbox Game Studios is like, it's just like, man, I've been an Xbox guy since the 360, actually since the original Xbox. Haven't stopped buying Xboxes. Haven't, like, even into the Xbox One era, I had one of those as my main console, and just
me too.
All this time, and here we are. We're at a place where like shit is really hitting, and with Game Pass, it's just insane. Like, and Doom is just another excellent game from their own catalog that we have access to for that same $20 price tag. It's completely insane, and I'm absolutely loving it, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there's games that have come out this year. I'll let you go, James, in just a second. But like that I haven't even touched yet. Like Revenge of the Savage Planet just dropped on the Game Pass. Towerborn just dropped on the Game Pass.
It's fun.
I was wanting to check out Atomfall. I have downloaded that I still haven't touched yet.
Still have to try that.
Monster Train 2. I love the original Monster Train. Monster Train 2 just came out. And
Gotta play
on Game Pass. Like crazy. I'm only still like halfway through South of Midnight. James, you and I were on an episode earlier this year talking about that. I put that aside for Clair Obscura, which I'm still like is definitely my game of the year so far. But Blueprints is right there too. It's like hard to say. It's crazy.
What's with indie games? Indie games are fucking killing
slaying.
Right? Yeah,
slaying.
No, I'm not an Xbox person. I bought my first Xbox a few years ago, and it was my Series S. Like this is my first Xbox. Go. And honestly, this is the first time I've had all the consoles, and I'm surprised at how much use I get out of all of them, and not ever at one time. My Xbox has been gathering dust for months, but now this year it's really started to like blast into position. Like I'm playing it a lot. I've got Claire Obscura. I played South of Midnight. I'm playing Doom Eternal on it. There's the
Oblivion.
Avowed game that came out this year.
Avowed. Fuck, I
don't forget Indiana Jones, bro.
Yeah.
Really good game too.
Yeah, I played Indie on Xbox. You're right. So there's so much that I've been using it for lately, and I've been really appreciating like how affordable it is to like when I get the option when it's launching on multiple platforms, but it's coming to Game Pass. It's like, I guess I'm playing it on Game Pass.
I'm just saying, also having a PC, it's pretty cool too because you get fucking the same library on your PC and Xbox. And I can even go between save files. I could get off the PC, sit on my couch, and continue it on the Xbox. It's like,
well, that's literally what I did with Avowed. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
I'm telling you,
if I download Avowed, can I just play it on the couch with Chrissy? Because she doesn't like me playing in the computer room too much because I'm not with her, right?
You're locked
That's
away.
why I take my.
I'll just come over here and play video games with you, and it's really cool that I can do that.
I take my entire PC downstairs and set it up on our kitchen table so that we can be in the same room.
Just good also times. Like as if I don't have enough to I could probably just play the games that we have right now for the rest of the year and be fine. But coming to Game Pass later this month and then next month, we have Rematch, which is the soccer game from the Sifu devs. We have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4. We have Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, which is like a Souls-like-ish, kind of, or like maybe more like Wukong Fallen Dynasty-ish, which is, it's so similar, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, but whatever.
Yeah.
The Altars, we have a cute little indie game I've been wanting to play called Crypt Custodian, another one called To a T that I've heard good things about, and Metaphor Refantasia.
Just watch a trailer for To a T, and it's made by the Katamari director.
There it is.
Nice.
Crazy.
There you go. And Metaphor Refantasia is also coming to Game Pass later next month, which I never finished. I only played the first 6 hours last
year of gaming, which is about to be capped with a new Nintendo console. We're not going to talk about that right now, but I'm just saying, we won't. Fuck all the gamers, man. We're feasting right now, dude. There's a lot going on, but I will say, what is my number one priority? Because you guys know me. I play every game. I have gamer ADD. They call me the 5-minute gamer because I don't finish games. I am absolutely focused on beating Doom the Dark Ages, except for Splitgate 2 beta that just started today, and I do want to try that out. But by the end of this weekend, at the very least by Monday or Tuesday night, I will have finished this game. And I'm completely compelled to finish Doom the Dark Ages. It has its hooks in me in a way that I've been waiting for a long time. I also love Blueprints, but it is a game I can I feel like I need breaks from because I'm just doing these runs over and over again. But Doom the Dark Ages, I just cannot wait to just keep going with it. So that's where I'm at with this video game.
That's great. It's for me, it's a really nice break from. I'm mainlining Claire Obscure right now. I'm just obsessed with it. I can't stop. I would have probably played more and been closer to where you guys were if I had gotten to a new part in Claire Obscure that was just flooring me and I had to keep going. But this is a perfect, that game is really heavy and there's times when I'm I don't know if I feel like crying right now. So I'm let me play some Doom and just rip and tear, and that's a perfect thing. And especially if it's late at night or something and I don't have the mind, because Blueprints I'm really wanting to take my time with and write notes and make it's a mind game, So this is nice to just turn it off and just have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Hell yeah.
What about you, James?
God damn. I'm kind of in the same boat. Claire Obscura right now is the number one game that I want to make sure I finish this year. I'm second act in it and whatnot, but as soon as Doom came out, I was I played a bit of it and I was okay, I know the deadline. They've given me 22 levels. I know where it ends.
Exactly.
I don't have to know I'm going to spend 30 hours in this game or I'm going to spend 200 hours in this game because it's so massive. I know the ending. I see the goal. I played for a weekend. I got about halfway through the game. I'm okay, sweet. This is going to be a shorter but an absolute blast of an experience. and it hasn't fucking disappointed. So
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna finish that game. I'm going to tool around, trying 100% as much as I can, and then I get to move on to another game, and it's going to be more Clair Obscura, and hope I finish that before the next big mess, before the Switch comes out.
No way.
No
fucking way.
It's May 22nd, and Night Rain comes out on May 30th.
Oh my god!
There's that.
Oh
too.
my god, man, that release night's gonna be crazy. We're gonna do a subathon, but hey, stay tuned to our
We'll talk about
socials.
Yeah.
At NPD Squad, like Neon Pocket Dimension Squad, on both Blue Sky and X, fuck X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be announcing our subathon for that release night. I'm really stoked. James, are you buying it on Xbox or PS5?
PS5.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I would have bought it on PC.
We've all been hyping fucking.
It's fine.
Xbox.
I'm not mad.
Like,
You have a PS5.
I'm not mad. I'm
I-
just
I-
saying I want it on PC, but I'm buying it on Xbox just so I can play with my buddy over there.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay? And Arturo.
Yeah. And Arturo. Well, yeah. Let's get out of here. But a couple of little things of housekeeping. Stay tuned for, like Jacob said, that subathon we will be announcing. We're going to try and up some subs and get ready for our big. We've got a lot of good content on Gaming Kit Dimension coming with all the Summer Games Fest coverage. We always love doing that stuff for you guys, and it's always a big time of year for us. So going into that, we're going to do a little boost. We're really excited about Night Rain, and it gives us an excuse to do some Elden 3 content, which is a cool series that we've been kind of toying around with here on NGD, and we're finding that we're finding ways to just do more Elden Ring content because we love that game. But yeah, stay tuned for all sorts of good stuff across all of our channels. That means youtube.com/@NeonGamingDimension for all your gaming stuff. youtube.com/@NeonPocketDimension for all of our other nerdy stuff, including a new episode with Frank Furter of the Vibe New Show this week. That was nerding out on what, Jacob?
Anime, of course.
Heck yeah.
My buddy Frank Furter has a podcast called Bakako Podcast. If you Google that, you'll find them, where they talk all about anime, all the new stuff, and I just wanted to pick his brain about, nerding out on anime and where it all comes from and all that fun shit. So same day as you're watching this, that episode is out. This is right now you're on Neon Gaming Dimension. That's on Neon Pocket Dimension.
Yeah, so you got content to support you both live on twitch.tv/Neon Pocket Dimension on the nights we stream, and then comes out on VODs on our YouTube channel. So always check that out. One anime I've been watching a lot that I won't get into, but it's really great. Lazarus, fucking rules.
Sweet.
The new anime from Cowboy Bebop creator.
Hell yeah.
Shinji Watanabe, and yes, awesome. Anywho, let's get out of here. James, tell us where we can find you on the internet, including where you are right now and what you're going to continue doing tonight, I think.
Yeah, you can follow me on twitch.tv/BLP Entertainment, as it's written right down here. I'm at Butlord Primus on the socials, but let's be honest, I'm really only going to be on Blue Sky nowadays.
Good.
But yeah, no, I'm streaming a little indie horror game called Look Outside. It's an RPG, retro styled, but it's survival horror with sort of weird psychedelic monsters and trippy spookiness happening. It's a really cool little game that I've been playing. Oh yeah, here's a cool look at Look Outside, and the art is just fantastic, and it's very unsettling in every way, and the game does a good job at being like lighthearted as well as absolutely creepy and freaky. Look at this art. Look at this.
I'm into this. This is awesome. Yeah, I didn't realize it was like kind of top-down classic Pokemon like kind of vibes.
Yes. And the encounters are, you never know if you're encountering something that is like going to be an ally or an enemy, and it is just such a cool little game.
Damn, I'm gonna have to play this.
But yeah,
cool.
Good shit.
I'm in the middle of a boss fight, so I'll be jumping back.
Right on. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. You'll be back on content for sure.
For sure.
So we'll see you soon. If not for Elden Ring, then maybe for some Summer Games Fest stuff, we'll be doing all sorts of reacts and good things like that. And if you stuck around this long, give us a like and a subscribe on all the channels that you find us on. And James too, do that. All right, y'all. Let's get out of here. Enjoy your ripping and tearing. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.